I am very thrilled to have this rock and roll band with us tonight. There's a story here. We're going to find out the story afterwards. But suffice to say that they are one of the most exciting underground sensations ever. For a long time, nobody believed this band even existed. They were a mystery to us all. Honestly, the things that I've read about these guys would curl your toes. I don't know if any of it's true, but we'll find out tonight. First, let's rock out to them. For the first time in 40 years, live on television, Whiteboy and the Average Rat Band! Woo! Woo! Screams for mercy, bingo, with the silence of defeat. Armed for battle, I wait backstage, and this heavy metal I feel turns into a silent rage. There was enemy on the horizon, and the curtain falls and the lights grow dim, and the roar of the crowd was rising. Unchain the very bonds that hold my soul. Satan now has risen, and the wrath of his confined but takes its toll. Average Rap Band, everybody! Let's get them over here. Let's get them over here and talk a little bit about this rock and roll band. Come on over, man, and we can all fit. Hey, get right in here and let's talk about it.
Thanks, man, for having us on.
Oh my God, what a thrill! Here, take this microphone. Stacey and I will share this one. I have. It's a real thrill to have this band on with us because the Average Rat Band is one of the most mysterious rock bands of all time. You made a record in 1980, right?
Yeah,
Bring us back there.
Early 80s, late 70s.
What was happening? Where were you at? What was going on?
Well, I live in a little small town.
Okay.
In a rural area, and there was a guy that I was working for. I was young. I was working in a record store, and he had a little 4-track recorder studio next to it, and he would let me go in every evening. I'd work for him, and he'd let me record.
Yeah.
So we did that for maybe 6 months or so, and the guy passed away. And so I took my master's, what I had out of it, saved up my yard mowing money, and we had 300 copies of it pressed up.
Yeah.
And from there, it just kind of.
So you got 300 copies of it, and then you had a hard time selling them.
Yeah, we were giving them away. I mean,
nobody wanted to buy them.
No.
You were in Virginia, right?
Yes.
Rural Virginia, with this rock. By the way, so if you listen to this record, they basically it's punk, it's metal, it's almost speed metal. It's 1979. It's so far ahead of its time. No one could even catch up with it.
Thanks, Ken. I appreciate
And then
that.
so there you were. Can't even move these things. And then life goes on for you.
Right.
You go and do a lot of other stuff.
Right. And I had a friend who was his dad I live in a coal mining town. His parents were there from England. His dad was selling mining equipment.
Right.
But he was also a record collector, and so he got a few of them out to a couple of different places. And
right.
Next thing you know, 10 years later, he's calling me, asking me if I've got any more albums. And of course, I didn't have any to my name, but he told me, he said, if you got any friends, he said, I'll give you $50 a copy for them. I'm like,
yeah.
So then I found out when I take a few up to him, he shows me reviews from like all over the world, from Germany and England and Japan and stuff, where it was selling for like $125 a copy.
Incredible.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's like 10 years, 15 years ago or so, and now it's up like $500 or $600 a copy until Jeremy reissued it on Heaven and Hell Records, so now everybody can get a copy of it. So
4 or 5 years ago on my podcast, Advanced Demonology, we find this record online, Whiteboy and the Average Rat Band. We play it. Gets the biggest sensation of any song that we've ever played on the show. Everybody wanted to know about Whiteboy and the Average Rat Band. My buddy Swilson looks up Whiteboy, tries to find out what happens. He says, I think that they're from Baltimore, and I think that they were part of like the sex murder cult where like after they recorded, like they made a deal to record the record and they were all going to kill each other in some kind of weird murder-suicide circle, and that's why we don't know anything about Whiteboy and the Average Rat Band. And I go, you know what? That sounds right to me. That sounds...
that was pretty close.
That's the explanation we need in order to just move on.
Right, exactly, because we had no closure, you know. So murder-suicide, that seemed pretty good.
The sex cult thing, don't forget that.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, it's 1979. Rock and roll was very sexy those days.
Yeah, there's some truth to that.
Yeah. But it turns out, alive and well. Look, Whiteboy's alive and well. Tell him why you're Whiteboy.
Oh, well, when I first got out of high school, it was like the early 80s, and I went to Nashville, and the first thing I done was fell in with this band, and I was the only white guy in the band.
Yeah.
So it come
So they
about
just called you White
pretty
Boy.
naturally.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I took Ron Keel's place in that band.
By the way, everybody in this room, probably that goes right over their heads. But if you're an over 40 rock and roller, yeah, this guy took over for Ron Keel.
Yeah.
Ron Keel, everybody, the Keel Band. Come on, Ron Keel. Also, he was in Steeler with Yngwie Malmsteen. Hey, you want to Jeremy's the star of the hour because he's the one that. Jeremy, come on over here, buddy. Jeremy from Heaven and Hell Records. Come on over here, buddy.
Yeah.
This is the guy.
This is the boss.
This is
right
the
here.
guy that's putting this band back on the map.
This is the boss.
Look into the camera. Look in the camera and tell everybody that you just saved rock and roll. Go ahead, tell them.
I did. I don't know how.
Single-handedly saved
I
rock
just
and roll.
kind of fumbled into it.
How did you find them?
I found him the night before I talked to him, and we made the deal. Oh man, a mic.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
Man,
Sit down. Sit down on the. There you go. Tell the story. Go ahead, Jeremy. Tell the story. Jeremy, Heaven and Hell Records is his record label.
I just randomly stumbled across the band one night. I sent him a message. The next day, I was standing outside of a tattoo parlor as my wife was getting tattooed.
Yeah.
On the phone with him, and he's like, I'm surprised. He said to me, I'm surprised no one's ever contacted me about doing this before.
Right.
And what struck me
Because we
odd
all
is
thought they were dead.
he
That's
didn't
why.
have arrogance about this. It was all, he wasn't ignorant to the reputation the record had.
Yeah.
It's just,
He knew what was up.
Yeah.
He was just waiting for someone to.
I guess it just like worked out.
Yeah.
I mean, it was definitely a square peg compared to what I normally would do.
Right.
Thank you, Jeremy.
What do you normally do? What do you mean?
Yeah. Tell him what you normally do.
Like
Explain
meathead
that.
metal stuff.
Yeah. It's usually it's metal.
Like straight up metal, and
And then this guy Jeremy, he sends me a text. He goes, "Hey, you ever heard this band, Whiteboy and the Average Rat Band?" And I'm like, "Are you crazy? They're the greatest cult band of all time."
well, to put Ken on the spot here, I've been a fan of this guy's stuff since long
Thank
ago.
you.
When he had this website with these awesome essays on them.
Sleazegrinder.com, everybody.
And so when I found out there was a show out here, and I
Yeah.
knew I was coming to this area,
Right.
I was going to make it a point to meet this guy.
Yeah.
And then I think I was talking to you a while back about another band.
Right.
And then you asked me if I had touring bands.
Right.
A week later, I say, "Do you know this band Whiteboy?" And there it went.
You better
All right.
believe I know
Is that
this
too
band,
long?
White Boy. What an incredible journey this is. And now you guys are going on tour, and then probably, this is the second life of the band, seems like.
Absolutely. Hey, we so appreciate it. We got some dates coming up. We're heading down to, we're going to be at Deep Thoughts here tomorrow night. And
Deep Thoughts
Jamaica
tomorrow with
Plains.
Electric Street Queens, everybody.
Yep. And then we're going to be heading down to New York to play at El Cortez in Brooklyn. And we're going to be with Salvation, right?
Salvation. Which that's another band on the label. Really good stuff if you like old stuff like Riot, Tigers of Pantang.
You guys, Tigers,
Wait, did I
Pantang,
do-
Strange Fuzz?
Did I throw a plug in there?
Then we're going to be in Philadelphia at Kung Fu Necktie, and in Richmond, Strange Matters.
And then, what are you going to make another record? Make a second record.
Oh, please, yes, absolutely.
Well, from what I understand, there's some old material
There's
still
some more
in
old
the...
material floating around, and we're negotiating right now. So
Incredible.
yeah.
What a story this is. And we are so excited and lucky to have them here for the return, for the triumphant return of the Rat Band. Let's hear it, everybody, for Whiteboy and the Average Rat Band. All right, you guys, we're going to hear some more from them in just a little bit. Thank you. There you go. All right, Jeremy, get out of here. Well, we'll see you later. We'll see you at the end. And now, everybody, let's all calm down and enjoy a little more rock and roll from Whiteboy and the Average Rat Band.
Man, what a job. Sector 387. Place is a hellhole for the scum of the earth. Thinking it's in the hardest like me down here to survive. Best I can do is just stay alive. Notification red, Sector 387. Malfunction error, Android SIM repair number 11. Take no chances, caution is in order. He is still functioning off, but on the border. It's just your average night. Haven't seen anything coming or going. Been thinking about some coffee, and I believe I'll just pull into this easy spoon with these other two from the Goon Squad. Unless admission, acknowledge 11, condition yellow in section 387.
And by the way, everybody, their record has just been reissued by the great Heaven and Hell Records, and it's right here. Take a look at that. You can get that. That's got to be available.
A CD, wow.
It's on a CD. There you go. Compact disc. You put that in your compact disc player.